Okay, let's move on. An NFL insider says the 49ers will either draft Banks or Barron with their 11th overall pick. This was on the Grant Cohen show today. I hope this is not accurate. And the reason why I say that is because I don't want to see the 49ers go offensive tackle in Banks. Not that I have anything against Banks. I just, in terms of need, we have two tackles that started on the team last year that are returning. So that need is not the first round pick right now. The 49ers have a gaping hole on D line. They got to look at defensive end, which is the edge, or they got to look at D tackle. I don't think there's any two ways about it. That's the bottom line. And Barron's a solid corner in the NFL. He's going to be a solid corner in the NFL. I have no doubt about it. But if the 49ers did go Barron first round and followed up with two defensive tackles, it just means that we don't get the edge player we want. I don't hate it as much as an offensive tackle first round. And the reason why I say that is there is a guy that's going to cost us $10 million this year that needs to step up his game and stay healthy. So if they did go that route, based on where the money is going, it makes sense. I'm not saying that that's exactly what I would want, but it is definitely a likely possibility.
So if the 49ers go with the offensive tackle the first round, the only thing that makes sense in my mind is they're writing this year off and they're looking forward to 2026 because they are going to need a tackle in 2026 with McKivitz likely gone and Trent Williams likely gone. So that's almost like they're drafting for 2026. And it's almost like they're saying they'll find a D tackle in the later rounds and they'll find free agents next year to help on the D line. That's the only thing that makes sense offensive tackle. I don't see that happening because I don't think they're writing this year off. I don't think they could afford to write this year off. And the corner makes sense. I don't like it. I just want defensive line early.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that he said Barron. Like at the 11th pick, I think Will Johnson will probably be there as well. I think both of them will be there. So I've seen a lot of people put Will Johnson above Barron, but I've also seen a few people put Barron above Will Johnson. Yeah. I've watched the tape on both. I do like I like Barron. I'm not going to lie, but I feel like Will Johnson's the better player. Maybe I'm wrong. The reality is when you're looking at college corners, the best evaluation you can get is when they're going against guys that are getting drafted high in the NFL. Right. And that to me is my favorite tape to watch, to see the productivity against a guy like that. So that tape is out there for both guys. And I like Will Johnson more.
Is one of them more of a man corner? I can't remember which one it is. One of them is like a lockdown man corner. And one of them
see, Barron is like a physical corner, but so is Will Johnson is a lockdown corner. I watched, I'll never forget the one game that I did watch of him in full this year. He had a pick six. He had a couple big plays in the game. And the commentator was just talking about him the whole game. And then he gets a pick six, just fulfilling what he was saying about him. So Will Johnson is definitely somebody that I would want, but not at 11. And so it means we're probably not going to get him unless we're willing enough, unless the 49ers are willing to draft corner. It's just when you look at this roster, the thing that stands out the most right now is a big problem in between the two edge players, and that's the interior on D-line. I really can't even bring you a credible name unless you want to call Givens and Elliott credible names. And Anderson, frick man, when we were in Buffalo and we saw him in the hotel, it was hard to believe he was an NFL player. The guy was ordering pizza. He was a big dude, just not what you would expect an NFL D tackle to look like. Sure, they should be big and whatever. It's just, he didn't look like the professional athlete you would expect.
Yeah. All I know is if they draft at 11 outside of D lineman, they better be right about him. Like he better be a Pro Bowler, future All-Pro. You better be nasty. It can't be any other way.
Yeah, I mean, and again, if you're looking at the best corner in the draft, and he's gone before 11, which he probably will be, and that's Travis Hunter. That's what leaves me sour about taking Will Johnson or Barron, because they're not even the best corner in the draft. Now, the chance of getting
disagree. There's a lot of people that say that.
Man, anybody that doesn't think Travis Hunter is a freaking next level talent who's going to play offense and defense, they're crazy, man. That guy is absolutely unbelievable. His workout, his pro day, The routes that he was running and how crisp they were and the explosiveness.
Mhm.
This is coming again. I played defensive back, and I'm telling you, when I'm watching that, I'm thinking to myself, "Holy crap!" And trust me, man, that guy is going to come to play. He looks
I agree, but
very explosive and clean in his routes.
he's a freak athlete. The concern is that corner. A lot of people say that there is better corners than Travis Hunter. Those two possibly will be more successful. In terms of wide receiver, that's what makes Travis Hunter a clear top 3 pick, is because he's nasty at both. 100%.
There's a pick that Travis Hunter had in the end zone. He was playing. He was playing cloud coverage, cut coverage, and he's splitting the flat with the corner over top at the back cone, and he's splitting it so well. And when he decides to finally throw the corner, he breaks off and goes up and gets it. I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of good DBs on tape in college. His shit pops off the film. And if you understand corner and the things that they're asked to do in the NFL, aside from playing man, this guy hits all the check marks, man. So I'm not saying that Barron and Will Johnson don't do that and that they can't play at a high level with them. I'm just saying, to me, the clear cut best corner in this draft is Travis Hunter. If you're going to include the whole package in terms of tackling, then you could start talking Barron. But I don't think Barron does what Travis Hunter does outside of that. So I don't know, man. I give it to Travis Hunter, no doubt.
Okay, I see a lot of NFL people, a lot of insiders, you could say, or reporters, I guess, saying that they're expecting McMillan to drop past 11 because of that video. Is there a chance Shanahan does that? Like, this guy is he was a clear top 10 pick, and now if he drops to the Niners,
I don't think there's a chance, even with Shanahan and his habits, because Pearsall was taken in the first round last year. Had Pearsall not been taken last year, and even though we had those gaping holes on defense, there's a possibility he would do that and drive us all crazy. But not this year. I think this year, the 49ers have almost forced their hand as to who they're going to draft by their decisions in free agency. So the 49ers would make no mistake about it. They should go defensive line. And I've been saying it all month. Go 3 picks in a row on the D-line and address the issue, because you cannot win in the NFL if a team can run on you. And right now, with the roster that we have before this draft, if they do not address it, I will bet anything you want. I'll bet the house on it. The 49ers will teams will run right down their throat from the first quarter. Usually offenses start to open it up in the third and fourth quarter. It'll open up in the first quarter.